Today we'll be building the Riku rocker. For the purpose of the demonstration we'll be using a double, but they both build the same way, except for this central foot strut, which we'll be showing you a bit later on. With your Riku kit, you'll receive the seat itself, the base frame, two pre-made rockers with arms, the central foot strut, and return springs in a bag of bolts. With the double only, you'll receive two metal zinc tangs and a central strut. With your Riku fixings pack, you'll receive 18 bolts in total, 2 extra large, 8 large and 8 medium, a pair of springs. You'll need a 13mm and a 10mm spanner. A rubber mallet is useful but not necessary. If you have a double Riku, you'll receive an extra 2 small bolts. Place the bench on its end and then pick up the rocker sides. Make sure that the right cymbals match up with the right side. Use the longest bolt at the back of the arms first, then put the 4 medium-sized bolts in to the legs. Give everything a tap with the rubber mallet. Once these are pinched into place, try to put the washers and the nuts on at the same time and do each up until it's finger tight. The next phase is to tighten up with a spanner. Try to be careful of over-tightening, as this can crush the wood. Flip the unit over and place the footrest. Once you've fitted the metal tangs onto the central bar of the foot strut using the smaller bolts, line it up with the pre-drilled holes and fit the second bolt. Once in place, put the washer and nut on till it's finger tight. Now again, checking that the corresponding cymbals line up. Put the foot bar into its mortise. Use the longest bolt at the back of the armrest and the other 4 in the leg assembly, and repeat the process as you did on the other side. Next we deal with the springs. Place 2 of these short bolts through the bottom of the rocker curve and out through the spring. Again, apply the nuts and washers at the same time and do up until they're finger tight. The next stage is important. Try to notice that the curve out of the bottom of the frame is actually placed facing the floor, and that the arrow points to the front of the bench. The spring assembly is actually nearer the front of the bench than the back on this frame. Place the bolts through the frame and the spring before applying the washers and nuts. There are no washers with these bolts, but still don't be tempted to over-tighten them, as this may misshape the unit. And apply the same process exactly on the other side. Pepe garden furniture is pressure treated. This process can leave batten marks, as you see here, but they weather in over time. We recommend that you use the furniture protector provided with every kit in ½ litre, 1 litre or 2.5 litre tins, depending on the size of the item. This should be applied every 2 to 3 years, depending on exposure, evenly to the outside. Concentrate a little bit more on the end grains and the end of the legs for this darker finish. So there you have it, our Riku rocker. All that remains now is to sit in it and properly relax.